Let's get cracking.
Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 of Rockskiz versus Meet Your Makers after, I was talking to Rise between the games, and I really felt like the draft coming out from Meet Your Makers was solid. It just took not making a whole lot of mistakes, and Meet Your Makers certainly had a fair share number of those. But he told me he was like, you know what? I think that Storm Spirit Sand King lane can work. The whole idea of being able to run Centaur in that middle lane, pick up the fast blink dagger, maybe rotate the Storm Spirit around. I mean, they did almost kill the Ember Spirit once, but then they tried to be a little bit too aggressive, and they were just shut down from there. As soon as the Leech Seed is a little bit higher level, as soon as you have those levels of Shadow Wave and even a level of Shellgrave as well, it's too rough to try and go into that. So maybe a little bit too much aggression. They learn for next time. Let's get into Game 2, though, guys. We already got the draft pretty far underway. Bat Rider, Naga Siren, Lycan, and the Treant Protector, all pretty much standard bans left, right, and center from both sides. This time the tree being banned out, which means MYM, they're going to be able to pick up two of the highest rated tier heroes, I would say. I would put Ember Spirit and Centaur as the two. Just like you have the auto bans, right? So you have heroes like Bat Rider, Lycan, maybe even Naga Siren, typically being banned out. Naga Siren is like back and forth. Some teams ban her out, sometimes it's led through the pool and it's picked up by nobody, But Bat Rider and Lycan especially. Ember Spirit as well, usually banned out. Centaur is oftentimes not enough room to ban him out. So many times he is going to be first pick. And MYM managed to clear both of those. Rockskiz, though, they do get Invoker as well as Shadow Demon. So they're going to be able to see a setup of their own. They're not going to let the Shadow Demon fall into the hands of MYM to be able to have that nice little setup.
Keeper of the light.
And on top of it, they have the synergy of their own, with being the disruption leading into the Sunstrike. So they do have that kind of global presence. Now with the Luna picked up nice and early. They have some early push mixed in with some mid-game team fight and even some late game there. Late game definitely looking really strong here for Rockskiz between the Invoker and the Luna. So probably in the next couple of picks, we'll focus on some of the early game. MYM, though, they picked up something interesting here. They grabbed the Keeper of the Light, a hero that, despite the fact he got an Aghanims upgrade and everybody was so excited about it, hasn't really been seen too much yet. Going to combo that up with the Rubik. Now, Keeper of the Light is an interesting hero here because most of the time, he is going to be used in more defensive turtle lineups because of his ability to be able to clear through creep waves quickly and his ability to farm up pretty well as a support. His benefit is usually games that go later, especially with that Aghanims upgrade, which I believe is a little bit overhyped right now, but is definitely very, very strong. I think having permanent form for you to be able to throw down blinding lights is amazing. The heal from Illuminate, as well as obviously the constant ability to use your spirit form of Illuminate, those are good. But for me, being able to have constant blinding light is going to be the biggest factor because Aghanims normally doesn't come online for many supports going into the late game, and I believe blinding light is your most important ability going into the late game. Now, Recall, very strong for split pushing. Obviously, Illuminate is still going to do a great amount of damage and heal and everything else, but that miss percentage chance, man, I think it's highly underrated. So we are going to see that comboed up with the Rubik, so we do have some form of disable to be able to land easier blasts, but we'll see whether or not that's going to be able to work out for them. So far, pretty defensive for Meet Your Makers between those two supports, but they have aggressive cores here. Ember Spirit, if he's run as a mid, is very, very aggressive. Centaur offlane as well. Doesn't really stretch out into the late game too amazingly. He usually has a lot more benefit going into the mid game. Of course, being able to have return later into the game. Ooh, Omni Knight is going to be picked up here from Rockskiz. Omni Knight is a hero who has gotten those buffs over and over and over again The biggest issue with making him work is going to be the laning phase. That was pretty much has always been the issue of the Omni Knight, is how to work him into lanes. Because if you pick him up as a support, he is by far one of the greediest supports you will ever grab. Because he just does not contribute a whole lot in the laning phase. He's a melee hero, and he doesn't really come online as a strong support until rather late. Purification is obviously going to be strong as soon as you hit level 7. You have the Repel as well, which is going to be decent, but better usually going into the mid game. And it's oftentimes your ultimate that doesn't really pay out until mid to late game. Usually at that point in time, because a lot of times the early game you throw it down, and it's nice for the regen, and obviously the physical immunity is going to be alright. But a lot of magic damage is usually the culprit for many kills going into the early game. So most of the time, your ultimate is not going to be able to save heroes from still getting just nuked down real quick.
10 seconds remaining.
Meet Your Makers still waiting on their last pickup. Now, the question is whether or not it's a carry or a mid. Now, Roxkiss felt that this is going to be a carry Ember Spirit. I would not be opposed to that, considering the fact that, honestly, we don't see a whole lot of lockdown for this Ember Spirit. However, it's another situation. While he may not be countered out because there's no whole lot of stuns to be able to hold him in place, there is a good amount of defensive pickup here from Roxkiss that will suit just fine up against an Ember Spirit. That Omni Knight ultimate is going to be super effective versus Sleight of Fist. Bloodseeker going to be grabbed now by MYM. Interesting pickups on all sides here. Bloodseeker did get recent buffs in 6.81. Interesting. Still not convinced the hero could work out. He was mainly buffed in the patch before this, but he got another decent buff in 8.1, such as the silence holding through BKB. That's certainly going to be able to help, but I'm still not convinced the hero is really going to be that good for him. Looks like Clockwork was picked up, and we're going to have a change of server. We are going to have a change of server, so we'll keep this up. Anyway, so I'm still not convinced about the Bloodseeker. However, he's going to be a hero that makes a lot of movements fairly early on. Puts a lot of pressure in, is going to have a good time hunting down heroes because, again, a lack of disable. Once a Bloodseeker actually gets that track, gets that extra movement speed from a hero being low, he can just chase them down, and there's not going to be too much that's going to be able to hold him in place. But another hero who's going to have a significant issue with the Omni Knight and his ultimate, as well as Purification. But so I'm interested to see how they're going to work this. I think a Magnus was a really, really smart plan to ban out there from Roxkiss, because that just would have given the Ember Spirit. He's a great mid to run with Ember Spirit because just like the Darkseer that we saw from Game 1, being able to group heroes up inside of a vacuum, mix that with the Ember Spirit cleave is perfect. So it's the same concept with a reverse polarity, but with an added benefit of being able to give Ember Spirit some extra damage as well as some extra cleave with Empower. So I think that would have been a brilliant pickup there, but Roxkiss fortunately banned it away. So the Bloodseeker instead should be in that role. So we have the Coddle, Rubik, as well as the Ember Spirit as our safe tri-lane, and that will leave the Centaur as they're off. That would be the normal lanes. We'll see whether or not they want to change it up. Maybe try and run some sort of aggressive lane. Can't really see that working out for him too well, but who knows? Last time MYM tried out a Storm Spirit Sand King off lane, so you can't count anything out at this point in time. Meanwhile, Roxkiss, let's see, what their last pick was going to be a Clockwork, so that means we were going to be seeing Clockwork off lane. They had Invoker in the mid, Shadow Demon, and Omni Knight as their two supports that was going to be babysitting a Luna. Omni Knight definitely going to be able to... Omni Knight is a really good support for many ranged carries, especially the squishier ones like Gyrocopter and Luna, who really depend on BKBs. Because oftentimes they're susceptible. Not only do you kind of give them a free BKB in the fact that you've got that repel. So really early on, you're able to save them from a lot of magic damage. But once they do have that BKB, oftentimes they're most susceptible to heavy single target physical damage dealers. Heroes like Templar Assassin. Ember Spirit is not a bad example of another hero who outputs a lot of physical damage fairly early on as well. So you're still kind of susceptible to that physical damage because you do have weak stats usually and are still relatively low health. So you still kind of remain a glass cannon up against physical damage, but that is completely solved by a good ultimate coming out from that Omni Knight. So really the question is whether or not they're going to be able to make the lanes work for Roxkiss. I don't see them running aggressive on the side of MYM, so I don't think they'll be punished for the greedy Omni Knight pick. Should be doing a lot of pulling, getting as many levels as fast as humanly possible. Omni Knight underleveled is really ineffective. So the faster you can get to level 7 and level 11, those are going to be your big key levels. The faster you can get there, the better. And maybe we'll even see it in an Aghanim's upgrade, which that Aghanim's upgrade has now been buffed twice in a row. First, in 2 patches ago, we had the global ultimate. So Omni Knight can just pop it, and all of his allies will be able to take that that physical immunity with them. But then this recent patch just kind of buffed it up a little bit more, made it a little bit longer, all that sort of thing. So could be interesting if Roxkiss get to that point. However, Meet Your Makers looking at their lineup with the Centaur off lane. What was their mid again? Damn. I'm losing the lineup. Oh, that's right. It was a Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker. How could I forget that guy? With the Bloodseeker, Ember Spirit, I think MYM, they don't really want to go too late game here. I don't think you really want to try that up against the Omni Knight, Luna, and Invoker. The support Omni Knight, really strong in the late game. Invoker and Luna are just strong mid to late game heroes. Anyway, Luna being one of the better late game carries in the game. So I don't really think they want to run too late here with the Centaur and their 2 supports. Yeah, I would much rather see them try and end this game by 35 minutes. So we'll see how Arise wants to play this one, though. We'll see whether or not he starts moving around the map or if he just sits there and farms up the double Battle Fury like we saw last game from Roxkiss. We do have a 5-man invasion coming in and a 5-man defense from MYM. They're going to see each other here, but it looks like Roxkiss are going to keep on going. Now, they could potentially try and upset this. Here goes the Illuminate Blast. Nice start to lead in. And now, Arise trying to get close enough for those chains. The block does go off there from the Clockwork, and that'll help, but the telekinesis back into play. Now the stop. They're going to be able to finish off Solo. Great play there from MYM, finishing him off, and now going to go in for even more. However, that Cogs did a significant amount of work there from MYM. Pretty much everyone burned out of mana, because we had double Illuminate Blast there from Coddle, so he was completely out. Arise took, I think, double Cogs there in that whole entire action and used chains. And the rest of the heroes obviously used some of their abilities. So everybody kind of feeling the pain there of the Cogs, but they still secure that first blood. Looks like instead of Bloodseeker middle, they're going to be running our Ember Spirit. So Bloodseeker is going to be our safe laned farmer. This is interesting. Usually, Bloodseeker is pretty level dependent. Ultimate especially is what gives him a lot of killing power, so the faster you get that up, the faster you start the snowball of kills. But on top of that, obviously leveling your ultimate is going to be very important as well. So dual lanes going to be seen from Roxkiss. Looks like Yoel's going to be sticking around here with Solo. Not a big surprise. Not very often do you see Luna as our solo mid. unless Fnatic is playing. In which case, you see Hani play that one all the time. But most teams are, if they are going to be running Luna in the mid lane, they're going to be pairing it up with a support. And that's smart because MYM, they're going to be pairing Ember Spirit up with a support as well. And with this combo, that was the one thing. Like, Caudle with an Ember Spirit, really strong because Ember Spirit oftentimes has a lot of mana issues, but he has a really, really good amount of spam. So once Caudle gets to level 3, alongside the Ember Spirit, we have this Sleight of Fist Searing Chain spam that they can just go over and over and over again. Good counter ward being laid out there from Roxkiss. Bottom lane, oh no! Seedoy, are you kidding me? Picked up the Bloodseeker kill. Huge mistake there from MYM. That should never happen. That should never happen. I just kind of written off that bottom lane as Rubik was pulling at the time. And they don't have a kill lane anyway up against the Clockwork, but at the same time, Clockwork shouldn't really be able to solo, especially the carry in the lane. Maybe you catch out the support at the right time and just getting close enough with Battery Salt is enough to kill him and chase him down, but the carry being oftentimes a little bit tankier and usually calling for support help normally should be fine. This should be also another non-kill lane, especially without Cold Snap up for the Invoker. That is one thing, is that once you catch somebody in the cogs, it really wasn't supposed to be coming online right now. But once you catch somebody in the cogs, easy Sunstrike. So that is going to be a combination to think about for later once we get the hook shot and Clockwork starts moving around. Obviously, it helped out for that bottom lane. Jumping in, here comes another Sunstrike. They're going to be able to land that on Caudle and a couple right clicks. You see that damage. With the extra Soul Catcher especially, level 2 Soul Catcher being used. Extra 30% damage from that strong nuke, and then combine that with a Luna Lucent Beam as well. Caudle just melts underneath that onslaught, and he's not a hero who has a fast reaction to being gone on like that. He's not a hero that has a quick disable. He doesn't even throw out a nuke. He just has to run away. So there's no punishment whatsoever for them trying to go on a support. Oh, good disruption there. They got the chains, trying to go on solo, but the disruption from Yol saves him from the Illuminate Blast just in time. If that had hit, probably would have seen him fall. So well played by Roxkiss so far in this middle lane. Solo and Yol doing their work. Yol going to be able to sit on this top rune. Finds a haste. Meanwhile, though, Solo is copping a bit of damage. Luminate Blast will land. He needs that last Sleight of Fist, though. He's not going to get close enough, and now the disruption goes out. Yol comes in time, but Luna was away anyway. We're seeing, and this is why you pair up the... you don't go Flame Guard, which is a little bit risky here, but you don't go Flame Guard when you have the Caudle, because in order to make use of this constant chakra spam, you need to be maxing out your Searing Chains as well as your Sleight of Fist. Rise coming in. They're going to catch out someone here. Yol's going to be their target. Chains goes down. Easy kill for them. So good rotation. They know they can't really do too much here. Well, Link, he's actually got that extra movement speed right now, and that is one thing you cannot afford to do. He has both the mid as well as this bottom lane giving him some extra movement speed from Thirst. So they need to be a little bit careful with that. And that's why Seedoy brings in a little bit of extra regen for himself. Heals up. Ultimate being used there. Seedoy not going to move a muscle. He is going to be taking a lot of damage here, and Link should be able to pick up this kill. Nothing is going to be able to stop him from that. So got to be real careful with that use of Cogs. Use it too early, and Bloodseeker will abuse you for it. Cogs is supposed to be your defense against that situation. Now, of course, Link can try and go for the silence, but it's just a little bit extra that Bloodseeker has to do if he has to silence you and then drop that Rupture. Because if he just Ruptures and you have Cogs, obviously you just Cogs and sit there and wait. And enjoy life. The dual lanes definitely seems to be working out well so far for Roxkiss as they're getting this Omni Knight a lot of extra experience with the pulls that he's doing. He's soon going to be level 5 by 6 minutes in. That's great support timing. Solo taking a bit of damage from another combo. Yo can't really stray too far here. He's got to be ready with those disruptions. Because, again, just the added benefit of every single time they put that mid-hero low, not only is he in danger, but he's also giving extra Link here. Sunstrike's going to go down. Link copping a large amount of damage. Rupture's going to go out. Back up with the Centaur ultimate as well. Now he's going to go in for the kill, possibly. Once this last hit real badly, and will secure it. Getting a little bit of extra health back with that bloodbath. Centaur ultimate was used earlier to help him out, but it doesn't look like they did anything else in the other lanes. With that ultimate, Tier 1 tower goes down nice and early. And I'm surprised that Bloodseeker was able to output so much damage. But, again, the added benefit of being able to put Solo down a little bit lower. Gets extra movement speed, gets extra damage. Midas being picked up now by the Bloodseeker. And I'm interested to see how early Bloodseeker moves around the map because he's a hero I think people stereotype into being a heavy ganker, but he's actually a pretty good mid to late game hero and benefits from items quite a bit, especially BKB. So we'll see which route he wants to go here. Solo going to cop just that little bit extra damage, man. That spam is so obnoxious. And the disruption, that's why disruption is so good. Here it performs a double duty because it saves Solo from chain damage as well as the blast. Goblik now going to be sitting middle. Looks like they're going to make a rotation here, and Solo is going to be heading top lane. You'll in a little bit of trouble here. Luminant Blast not going to be able to clip him. Marai's going to be able to have to back up. Oh, illusions. The disruption illusions have enough to be able to kill him. Now the Centaur ultimate, though, they can't really pursue. Not a great use of the Centaur ultimate. Whoa, as I say that, he ran down the Luna at top. Luna, who was level 6 at the time, but just picked it up. Probably was like mid-animation when the stomp went down. He just dropped immediately from there. But again, one of the supports needs to be sitting with Luna at all times. The fact that Solo is in any danger at all is really on those supports. Whether it's Go Black or whether it's Shadow Demon, either one of them. Both fitting saviors for a Luna. Cedoy is now level 7, got maxed out Battery Assault, which means he can immediately start moving around. He's got the maximum amount of damage he really needs. Battery Assault level 4 does a ton of work. Combine that with the Hookshot and Sunstrike, anybody he grabs should be dead, barring any sort of dodge. For example, Ember Spirit with the right Sleight of Fist can dodge Sunstrike. Centaur's pretty tanky, but I think even he would fall to that kind of direct damage. He's working up to his Blink Dagger. Bloodseeker still heavily leading in the CS score right now, sitting at 76-4. You see him sitting at 6K net worth, taking advantage of that Midas. We are going to see the ultimate use once again, going in on Solo, but the mass teleports come in, and they immediately back away, knowing that the Omni-Knight heal is coming, and that means Rise is going to fall as Cedoy teleports in and hits the hook shot. But all in all, I would have to say not a big loss there for MYM as the first rotation of the Clockwork with the hookshot only kills the support. Not bad. Not bad at all. Link is going for a quick 4-staff here, so going the more offensive build. And he's certainly farmed up enough for it, man. Level 11 already. Like, he is gaining over a level per minute. That is super impressive. But the kills on Clockwork. Clockwork especially, like he was picking up a ton of experience, so he was a high level when they grabbed those kills for the Bloodseeker. So he definitely got a lot of extra experience from that. The benefit from the Midas as well, giving you extra experience. Link with a 4-staff and that level 2 Rupture, that's going to just destroy some of these squishy heroes on Roxkiss.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Arise, though, the downside being that Arise is a little underfarmed due to the fact he's running that middle lane. He's going to be trying to go in on BZZ, chains him up. Now the follow-up, telekinesis, but they don't get the vision down in time. And BZZ with Ghost Walk is able to get away. Go Black now picking up a Soul Ring. Definitely needed. Mana is a huge issue for an Omni Knight due to the fact that level 4, you're talking about 160 mana for your one ability. You can cast that twice at level 7 before you run out of mana. So either a quick Soul Ring or a even faster Arcane Boots is kind of necessary. Oftentimes, Soul Ring is a better go-to item when you need to come online earlier. And that is definitely going to be required of Go Black as, you know, MYM, they're going to be looking for these kills easy on Yol. Stomp leading into the next hit. Link trying to get a little aggressive there, but he really just puts himself in an unfortunate position. He does have the Force Staff. As long as he gets away from Seedoy, he's good. Seedoy could have hookshot, but he probably clicked on Link in time to see that Force Staff and realized it was just going to be a waste. Because that Force Staff, again, in another situation where something is serving a double duty here. Force Staff going to be able to not only save the Bloodseeker and his allies from Clockwork Cogs, which, again, we talked about how dangerous that combo is with the Sunstrike. It's kind of necessary for somebody to pick up a Force Staff this early on. Couple of teleports to the top lane as Arise comes in. But, yeah, the extra bit is being that you Force Staff the enemy when you rupture them. So adding an extra damage. Oh, Solo copping a good amount of damage from the double nukes there. And now here comes Seedoy. Hook shotting in, but that was a very, very optimistic hook shot by him, trying to go in on an Ember Spirit of all heroes. Oh, no, Coddle. He's going to get caught out here. Sunstrike, not going to land. Crit does a good job dodging that one. And the Forge Spirits won't be able to chase him down. Take a look at that net worth right now. 3,000 lead for Meet Your Makers and 3,000 experience lead as well. So even though I felt like things were generally going well for Roxkiss, MYM have picked up a couple kills, and mainly it's on this Dark Bloodseeker right now. He is the determining factor. He is so far ahead. He's 2,100 gold ahead of this Invoker. That is an insane amount of farm. Invoker has picked up 1 kill and has an assist to his name. It's not like he's far behind. But Bloodseeker's just gotten more kills and a lot more CS, too. Take a look at his gold per minute, actually. Almost 600 gold per minute. This is amazing. Like, his CS is not perfect, but considering the number of kills he's been a part of, I want to call it perfect. Because basically you get about 8 CS. 8 CS a minute. 8xing your lane is close to perfect. It gives you small room for error. Godblack in some trouble, being chased down. They're trying to get these right clicks, but here comes the Eclipse. Arise going to dodge a little bit of that with the Flame Guard, but they can't quite finish off Godblack. And now, crit. Oh, Sunstrike will be able to land, finish off that Coddle, who was hoping to be able to get a Arise now in a bit of trouble, but he does have one more Remnant to throw down. The issue is really mana. But all of Roxkiss, we're trying to make that rotation over. We're going to have this 3-man running in. Teleport away there from the Ember Spirit. He's got a Remnant to jump back into. The question is whether or not MYM are going to start teleporting heroes. They did just take a tier 2, and maybe Link, it's time for you to move around and go top lane. See if they can save this lane. With just a couple of teleports, Ember Spirit can get there. And they could have saved this tower, but now I think it's a little bit too late. They're going to strike go in. Arise couldn't get to the tower in time. Luna gets that last hit, and they don't get a counter kill either. Link, he certainly seems to be playing this. I thought with the Force Staff he was going to be playing a lot more aggressively, but if you were going to be playing aggressively, you would have teleport top there. But it seems like he's going to play this a little bit more farm-oriented, especially since the large amount of gold he has in the bank right now. 3,600. Godblack, he's going to get silenced up. That means a couple right clicks and a Force Staff is all you need to be able to finish him off. Well played by Link. And 7-5 now. 16 minutes in. MYM still continuing to hold that lead. Bottom lane, though. Seedoy is jumping in on Link. Link's going to cop a huge amount of damage there. Good play by Seedoy, recognizing the fact that the Force Staff was used earlier and would still be on cooldown. So when he does get in the jump with the hook shot into Cogs, they would ensure themselves a kill on the Bloodseeker because the Sunstrike would land. Very smart decision there. Smart movement around by Seedoy so far. Arise continuing his attempt to, let's see, maybe still pick up a Battle Fury. He did go for a more early aggressive build, and this is what you often see out of mid-Ember Spirits. Phase Boots into Drums. Last game you saw more of the Ember Spirit hard carry build, which is Mana Boots, because you have significant mana issues with all the spamming of Sleight of Fist and Chains. But Mana Boots into Battle Furies, double Battle Furies. But this one could be a little bit more aggressive. He could go something like a Mjolnir if he wants. Tier 1 tower will fall, but they're going to get a trade for it. Rise is going to fall. Crit has to leave his ally. There is no way he's saving him. Already, Battery Salt was being used by the Clockwork on the side there, but I guess he was using it to clean up the creep wave. He has Blade Mail, meaning he is now, was already good versus Centaur, but now he's ultra effective. Oh, Ace. That was a very, very ballsy jump in. Ace, once again, man. He's been doing this a lot lately. Sunstrike's going to be able to land. I think he's going to fall. Cold Snap into the right clicks. Easy kill for them. Ace, you got to say, the man certainly does not man down from some of these kills, but sometimes it's at the wrong time. And that was the situation. Diving into the tier 2 without really any backup. Another situation last game was his diving into Roshan. Those are the kind of silly mistakes that MYM they do that throws away a lead that they built early on, and you can see it already. That 4,000 gold is going to be taken down. Obviously, it's going to be upset by the Tier 1 tower going down, but they just picked up kill as well as Roshan. I think Roxkiss recognized the fact that, you know what, hey, we're going to lose a lot of towers here. As long as we get farm in exchange for it, it's going to be okay, because we now have a Necrobook 3 up for BZZ. Luna's getting nice and farmed with Yasha, Helma Dominator. Look for more stacking in the Ancients. And Luna might just be going for a quick Manta here. I don't think you want to run Manta over a BKB. Like, this may just be a kind of more aggressive farming build. Helma Dominator, Naked Yasha into a BKB, and then finish up the Manta. But we'll see, because I don't think you can afford not to have a BKB up against the Centaur. He is just way too much burst magical damage. Now, you're still going to have an issue with BKB due to the fact that Bloodseeker, he's going to be able to use his ultimate up against you. Hookshot's going to be able to land on crit, locks him inside the cogs, and an easy kill for him. Rise gets close, but he's just going to be the second kill. Another situation where they get caught out, and it's entirely unnecessary. Radiance is now up for the Bloodseeker. I think that is it. Bloodseeker is now officially totally online. We're soon going to have level 16, but I think that's going to be your biggest power spike. The next one would be getting a little bit extra tank on the Bloodseeker with a BKB, so you don't die in those situations like the Cog Sunstrike, where while you are hitting very, very hard, especially dealing with that Blade Mail as well, Bloodseeker is still really squishy, so if he is not actually getting those continuous kills from creeps or heroes, he falls pretty quickly. That would be the next upgrade, but for now, I think they really need to push this Radiance advantage. Seedoy does have a hook shot. Good for staff over the cliff, as they were being cut off there from both BZZ as well as Go Black. They are going to find Rise here. Quickly bursted down. Now the Centaur jumps in, going on BZZ, leads with the stun. We're going to have the follow-up. Arise right in the middle of them. Can they actually burn BZZ in time? They should be able to. Ace gets a little bit low, but he's going to be fine. Now the pursuit, Go Black goes down as well. And that should be it. Nobody else is thirsted right now. They didn't get close enough to the team fight to get low, so Bloodseeker can't really pursue them. Looks like we're going to be waiting for a BKB. I can't really say I blame him. With the Eclipse, the Blade Mail on Seedoy, those are two of the biggest abilities that would really upset me as a Bloodseeker right now. Invoker as well has a good amount of disables now that he's a little bit higher level, sitting at level 13. Cold Snap, Deafening Blast, even a really weak Tornado. Well, let's not even throw that one out. Mainly just Ice Blast and Deafening Blast is going to be your biggest issues. Now, Ice Wall is okay. Ice Wall is actually not going to hurt Link that badly if he has Thirst targets. He'll be slowed down, but he should have enough movement speed to be able to counteract it. But it's mainly those smaller stuns that are going to be a bigger issue for him. We are going to see the full-out Manta, though, for solo. Now, this does give him better stats. It allows him to be able to Manta certain abilities that are going to be coming at him, which is great, but... Again, I feel like the Centaur is going to be a big issue for you. Link is going to get caught out here. Good Force Staff through the cogs. Tier 1 tower will fall in a second here. The ultimate being used, and there goes the Clockwork. Link going to be happy with that one. Now the Centaur coming in, cleaning up that support, but Solo pops his ultimate, trapping him inside with the cogs, trying to fight up against Solo. He's getting a good amount of damage, but Link will eventually get the kill, and now back to full health. Gonna keep on going here, silencing up the Invoker, and returns back to the man fight up against Solo. 3 versus 1. The right clicks are hitting hard, but Radiance is too strong. Now Link, though, look at that damage, taking too much. He tries to be too manly. But Necronomicon minions as well as Forge Spirits are not something you can deal with lightly. Mace actually wants to be able to pick up this kill. That leaves him a little bit low. He's going to keep on going and finish off the rest of these minions. Sunstrike, though, this lands. Yep, ace. Once again, playing too manly with his Centaur. Was it really worth it? Grabbing the 300 gold from both of those Necronomicon minions, as well as an extra 100 maybe from the Forge Spirits, maybe. I think they gave away like 40, 44 or something like that. Was it really worth that amount of gold to feed another kill to the Invoker, who is getting a good amount of gold, but as well as experience, which an Invoker always benefits from? Level 17? Hell yes. Most heroes, like, they hit level 16, and they're like, I don't really need many levels. Rise gets picked off here. Most heroes are like, I got my ultimate. Levels after this are nice, but not really necessary. An Invoker, he just keeps getting better. Because you get the maxed out Quas, Ice Wall is a bitch to deal with. You start getting those levels in Wex, and all of a sudden you now can throw down tornadoes and EMPs. So, without that, again, just those small mistakes, I think, is the only thing that's holding MYM back right now. They would be crushing it without those kind of silly things. Sunstrike. Oh, PZZ! He got him on the tail end. He fell right here. And the Sunstrike had that slight overlap on the Coddle. I can't draw circles, by the way. Who is the artist who could draw perfect circles? Somewhere in the Renaissance period, there was an artist who could draw perfect circles. Just freehand. And can't think of who that was. Somebody tweet me at Dota Capitalist, because it's going to bug me this whole entire time. Battle Fury is up for Rise. He's going for the faster Crystallis build. He's already got the Bloodseeker to fall back on as a strong carry, so he doesn't necessarily need to go for the larger Battle Fury build, besides the fact that last time the Battle Fury worked with the Vacuum really well. This time you don't have any big positioning ultimate. Seedoy, he was caught out. They threw down a counter ward. So either they saw him, or that was just simply a counter ward to kill Vision. I think that's exactly what it was, and Seedoy was just at the wrong place, wrong time. They may have seen him from this ward. Maybe he picked it up at bottom. I actually didn't see where that Invis rune was. Arise, he was farming up the Ancient Stack and gets away. Cheeky little bastard. Solo is not going for a BKB at all. He is now going for the Butterfly. I can respect that. If you're going to go Manta, if you're going to like not go the BKB early, I think you probably do just straight go the Butterfly after Manta most of the time, because then you and your illusions are hitting super hard. Courier got picked off. Not entirely sure what happened there. And I don't have a courier button, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Fix that between next game. So Crystallis, he's going to be able to get that early critical up pretty soon. And maybe with a lucky crit, take Luna down a little bit a notch. Take her down a notch. That way the Bloodseeker starts getting that thirst. Yol. Oh, no. Arise is trapped here. He should be fine. They shouldn't have anything to be able to kill him. Even if they did land the Sunstrike, it would take maxed out Shadow Poisons. And even then, with Flame Guard maxed out, questionable whether they would have been able to pick up that kill. Scythe of Ice is going to be had, though, by the Invoker. Link is not going for a BKB. He did need some tank, and I assumed it was going to be a BKB to deal with the Eclipse, to deal with a lot of Invoker's abilities, but instead he's building straight tank here, and is going to be going for a heart. So that is the other item build. I'm okay with that. I think that's I still kind of question having to deal with the because Bloodseeker is not naturally tanky. So even once you do have the heart, you're only going to be sitting barely over 2k health. And I do feel that Rock's Kiss with the Necronomicon minions, Forge Spirits, and Cold Snap, like that by itself is going to be so irritating to deal with. But also the Eclipse is a good amount of damage you're going to be tanking. It is entirely possible that even with the heart, Link will fall first in a team fight if he just gets targeted down by Rock's Kiss. But heart is certainly going to help him out a lot in his survivability, and as long as he doesn't take too much direct damage from Rock's Kiss, he will turn this into a snowball where he kills one hero, gets health back, and then kills the next, and the next, and the next, and he just never seems to die. He's got 17k net worth. However, Luna as well as the Invoker are beginning to catch up with him. Ember Spirit still falling by the wayside, sitting at 10k, trying to pick up as much as he can, but can't quite keep up with the 3 big heroes on the map. Fortunately, Ember Spirit is a hero who can, as a semi-carry, can still output a lot of damage even if you aren't the most farmed in the world. I mean, he's got a Battle Fury Crystallis. That's good enough. As long as you sit back and you get multiple Sleight of Fists, if the team fight extends long enough, you're going to be outputting a good amount of damage. Rockskids are focusing in on Roshan right now, and it does not seem like Bloodseeker knows just yet. Deafening Blast is going to go out. Now Link definitely knows whether or not he was moving into the Roche Pit intentionally or not. They're going to be able to finish off Roshan. Ace comes in. Luna does pick up the Aegis in time, though. Ace is going to go down, though, with his Ramboism. The question is whether or not his team can do anything. Good Sleight of Fist. Finish off that Aegis. Yo getting really, really low here. They can't see him, but Rise is picked off on the backside. Arise still trying to do his work with Sleight of Fist. Seedoy gets a little bit low there. Unfortunately, where's our Bloodseeker? He's going to be coming in eventually. He's got all those extra thirst ticks. Finally, Arise goes in, finishes off that Shadow Demon as he goes into the pit and will be able to get away. Really surprised there that Link wasn't playing more aggressively, just running in to try and finish off those kills. Now he's being targeted. The Cold Snap is a bitch, man. It is messing you up. Arise comes back. They've got Heart. They've got Radiance. I think they really have everything they need to move on here. Chains grabs both of the Forge Spirits. Unlucky timing here for Arise. Now the Eclipse is going to go off. He links. He needs this kill on BCC. He gets it. This means he will live. He will get away and maybe even turn this around a little bit. Go Black immediately teleports out. He's going to try and heal up. He doesn't need this extra thirst tick up on Bloodseeker. If he had maybe just a little bit more extra backup, he could have gone on solo. Now he's going to move forward. Gets silences up Seedoy. Going to go for the kill on solo. Gets that one and gets even more health out of the deal. Now going to be able to back up. Centaur ultimate going off. And dodges the hook shot at the same time. Yol, he's going to tick down low enough that he's going to start giving these... oh no, he's going to give up a straight kill to Link. Link just ticks him out, gets the double kill. He's trapped here on the side, and Scythe of Ice, this time Link will go down. There's no low heroes to be able to kill for him to stay alive this time around. 30.5 minutes in, 18-21. Very, very back and forth team fight, but in the end, I believe that did go the way of MYM. Mainly because of the fact that Arise lived. They shut down the Luna with a kill. Arise did live through the team fight, so he's going to be able to have a Daedalus soon. Bloodseeker, before he died, got a good amount of reliable gold from all those kills, so he probably didn't lose that much. Yeah, you could see the unreliable gold middle lane, though. They're going to try and go on Seedoy. Gets the double edge off, and, oh, Force Staff away. Another Force Staff going down, and the heal goes off just in time. Ace is now going to be blown up by the Meteor. Crit gets a little bit too close. Got to run away here, friend. You do have a backup, but you're still a very, very squishy keeper of the light. He almost has Aghanims, though. Another 1,200 gold, and he's going to have that one, so every daytime he's going to be able to have that full vision of spirit form. He's going to have constant spirit form, and then... What do you call it? Like pure vision? And there's a term for it. I just can't think of it right now. But it's going to be the same as Night Stalker when he has Ags during nighttime. It's the same way for Crit during daytime. I just, for whatever reason. Clear vision? I feel like I'm naming some sort of a contact cleaning product. Rockskits, BZZ was hit by that chains, but he's got enough backup here that there's no way they want to turn it. The more Battle Furies, that is one thing. The summons, like the Zoo route with Invoker, where you go Forge Spirits and Necronomicon minions, Battle Fury Ember Spirit does take advantage of that quite a bit. Again, the more units on the field, the more damage he's going to be doing due to Battle Fury Splash. So if we get Daedalus and then a second Battle Fury up on the Ember, which is normally your best build, Arise is going to be a serious beast. Smoke up, Rockskiss. They want something to take the fight in their favor. If they could just get one pick off, they've got Eclipse up as well. They can get that one pick up and then turn it into a 5-man into some towers and finally get themselves a little bit more extra map control. They're going to lead with the Repel right now on solo. He runs in. The two supports are sitting there in the jungle. They're going to go for the dive on the tier 1 tower. There goes that Scythe of Ice. Centaur ultimate going off, and Little Piggy gets away. Hook shot does not land. However, Chains going down on the side. Omni Knight ultimate going out. Rock's Kiss. They use a lot there and don't get anything off of it, and that means MYM, they're going to try and initiate here. Ace leads with just a stun, but he's copping a good amount of damage. Force Staff away. Looks like the rest of MYM was not ready to initiate there. Tier 1 tower does go down. Rupture being used in another situation where Ace plays too aggressive for his team. Now, I don't think it was a terrible idea for them to try and actually pursue that as the Omni Knight ultimate was going down, as well as the Eclipse, but the rest of his team not ready and not really able to follow that up due to the ice wall was a big mitigating factor there for any sort of pursuit. On top of that, they have much better poke damage. It's not the greatest. They don't have this lineup that really initiates and blows up one hero, especially with Arise not being the most farmed since he's more of the 2 role right now. Ugh. You cannot follow that guy when he's Sleight of Fist, man. That's a little... It's going to give you a headache. But going back to it, like they're much more poke damage oriented. Like Keeper of the Light, Illuminate spam. Ember Spirit throws down the Sleight of Fist spam. Bloodseeker, he's got this slow Radiance ticking in, which does good damage over time. He's also got the Rupture, but he depends on heroes being low, so they can't really just jump in all the time. Centaur doesn't have much follow-up to be able to help him out, so it's only the Centaur who really jumps in, initiates, and puts down direct damage quickly. The rest of the team much prefers to sit back, poke at the enemy team, wait till they get low enough that they have an advantage and go in with the Bloodseeker, because that's the biggest thing. A Bloodseeker fight, it takes very, very little to have a Bloodseeker fight go really, really well and he wipes the whole entire enemy team, or have it go terribly and you don't pick up any kills. And it's all about that first hero death. If you can lead it with the first hero kill, most of the time the team fight's going to go well from there. And you saw it in that last really drawn-out team fight where Bloodseeker picked up a lot of kills but ended up dying in this ancient area. He picked up kill after kill after kill. Even though he did die towards the end, and that was after the Invoker came back up, it's still what it goes to show, just like, if you don't get that first kill, you could just get targeted down. Bloodseeker feels useless. If you get the first kill, most of the time you get enough health back that you just continue the rampage from there. Butterfly is going to be his next item of choice, giving him even more tank. However, his biggest issue, I still feel, is going to be that Scythe of Ice and the single target damage that happens during that time. Even if he does have a Butterfly, he's going to be Scythe of Iced up, focused down with Necronomicon minions and Forward Spirits and Cold Snap. A lot of magic damage will be dropped on his head. And the Luna as well with the right clicks. So that is the one thing. Centaur, he will need to be the main detractor here, drawing a lot of Roxkiss's attention away from Link. One minute till Roshan. Both teams are hovering around the pit area. MYM, they're pushing in bottom as a 5-man crew, trying to get some sort of advantage here. Meanwhile, we do have Illusions pushing out middle. And Roxkiss, with that push forward, they back up to the high ground, smoke up, and are going to either try and catch out. Yeah, they're going into the jungle. See if they can loop around from behind and catch MYM by surprise. They've got two really easy-to-kill squishy supports in the back. And namely, this Ember Spirit would probably be your best bet. Link is a little tanky. Ember Spirit, though. One Scythe of Ice, and he's dead. So if you can catch him out first, you've won the team fight from there. I don't think Bloodseeker is enough to be able to carry the team fight by himself at this point in time. Centaur jumps in. They see BZZ. Doesn't hit the stomp, though. Good disruption. Saves him a little bit. Hookshot's going to miss as well. They're going to go in on the Invoker. Rupture goes down. Centaur ultimate. BZZ's getting low. We have to keep our eye on this Bloodseeker. He's not going to pursue. He knows there's too many heroes. Force-staffs himself away from the cogs. But Ember Spirit is sitting on the side. He wants to catch out that Invoker. But he's sitting right with the next of his team. Another hookshot misses. They're still pursuing on this Bloodseeker. He's being held up here. He's being torn apart. The Force-staff puts him away, though. He's still being held up. Eclipse is now going to be pursued even more. Solo doing a good amount of damage. They will be able to pick up Ace, it looks like. Just another nuke will be able to grab that one. Meanwhile, the hookshot secures the kill on the Bloodseeker. Now going in for more. Rise is going to fall as well. The Ember Spirit was able to get away. He jumped over the river and picked up an Invis rune. But sure enough, man, Roxkiss, they stay as a tight-knit group. Even Crit is going to fall. He had his teleport interrupted. Arise, the only hero to stay alive through that team fight. Roxkiss had some really good control there. Them as a 5-man tight-knit unit is so hard to crack. MYM is so much better at being able to throw down poke damage and pick heroes off, but Roxkiss did not separate too much. They protected BZZ, even though he went down to less than a quarter of his health. They protected him. Go Black is the biggest issue here, because he's got Purification, Repel, as well as his ultimate. Everything to stop Bloodseeker Ramboing in and just right-clicking down Invoker. He can't really do that. He can throw down the Rupture. He can do some damage there. But any follow-up physical damage is not going to go well. Aghanims was finished up by Go Black. We have Omni Knight. Having an Ags. Satanic and Butterfly was finished up by the Luna. Good amount of farm there. Scythe of Ice, Necro. Cheese is up on the Invoker. Gem, Aghanims, Force-staff Blade Mail for the Clockwork. Ags on Keeper of the Light. We got Daedalus, as well as the second Battle Fury was finished up by Arise. The Butterfly was finished up by Bloodseeker. He is pretty much maxed out now. Like, he can get some extra items here, but I believe your power spike was when you picked up your Radiance into Heart. I think once you start going into Butterfly, you start getting a little bit weaker as a hero compared to other carries. Like, by the time you're getting Butterfly, 40 minutes into the game, Luna carry is fully up. Like, with the Manta Butterfly, that was enough damage. Now that you have the Satanic, Luna is going to be so hard to kill. You don't have many direct disables here up against Solo, so he's always going to be able to get off a lot of right clicks here. Rise going to get blown up on the side by the Invoker. MYM getting picked off a lot here. Hookshot's going to be able to grab the Invoker, and that's going to be or the Keeper of Light, and that's going to be another pickoff. Good amount of damage there. Oh, that Battle Fury. Go Black responds with the ultimate, as he does not want to deal with another Sleight of Fist like that. Sleight of Fist does nothing there. Rise. He's going to take a Sunstrike here, and he's going to fall. Hookshot lands. He goes down. Now the Rupture going off on BZZ, but they turn and fight Link, chasing him away, and not going to be able to get that opportunity to kill the Invoker. And all of a sudden, Solo has just cleaned up the racks. Alacrity as well being able to help him out. They're going to move immediately to the Tier 2. They know the Ember Spirit is going to be down. He hasn't bought back just yet and should be down for a good amount of time. He still needed another 580 gold. Well, looks like... oh, they're getting to the creep wave. Getting to the creep wave, then going to push in middle. Should be able to take a second set of racks without the Ember Spirit. I don't think without the Ember Spirit you have nearly enough damage to cut. Maybe with the Ember Spirit they can defend, but he's not going to be up in time. Luna hits way too hard. That Alacrity doing its work. Repel as well will make sure that Ace won't be able to get that initiation. Link starts moving forward. Disruption goes down on him. Manta being pop, and they just continue the right-click damage on the tower. Link can't get close, man. He can hit really, really hard, but he cannot get close because he knows there's too many disables waiting for him. They're just leaving Solo in the front. Second set of racks goes down right as the Ember Spirit is coming up, and Rock's Kiss will back away, taking 2 Tier 2s, 2 Tier 3s, and 2 sets of racks in a very, very swift movement as they picked off the Ember Spirit. 18 to 29, 43 minutes in. Look at the gold lead plummet. My God. I wonder if they're like, what have been the biggest drops of gold within a 5-minute period? Because this certainly ranks up there. Maybe not top 10, but it's definitely top 25 probably. Because that is over a 10,000 gold lead. That is actually closer to like 13,000 gold drop in a 5-minute period. Probably stretching out maybe more like 7 or 8 minutes, but still. Goes to show, once Rock's Kiss are ready to go, they knew their timing very, very well, which was, all right, we're going to get a Manta on Luna. That'll help a little bit. We have the Butterfly, great. We now have a lot of damage as long as she doesn't get targeted. And that's what Go Black is there for. They don't need the BKB. I really thought Solo was going to go BKB. I felt like it was kind of necessary, but Go Black has been on full man repel duty at all times. He is repelling nobody else. Like, I expected him to, like, be repelling Invoker sometimes. That way they can have double magic immunity on the front lines between Luna and the Invoker. Sunstrike going down in the back. Hits on the Centaur. But MYM being chased away. We do have Clockwork coming in on the side here. Maybe thinking about going in with a hook shot. Solo push forward into the enemy team and burns the rest of his mana. Link now held up by that Scythe of Ice. Centaur ultimate goes out. Hook shot, though, does land on Rise. He's got the Remnant to be able to leap out. Can they turn this in any way? Rupture being used by Solo, but he's just going to lifesteal it all back. Seedoy, he has to stop him from hookshotting more. He's got the axe. He knows Seedoy wants to find a pickoff. They're trying just to disengage, but they're being chased too heavily. Arise now going to jump to his Remnant that he placed down earlier. Finally, the hookshot is up. Jumps in on Link. They get this kill. They pretty much get the game. They got it. 2 heroes go down. A third is also going to fall. And Arise is left alone inside of his base. He's going to have buybacks from some of the supporting casts, but Bloodseeker has left him alone to try and defend. And Rock's Kiss should just be able to 5-man into the fountain now. MYM. Again, there was a point in time where they were looking so damn good. They had about a 6,000 gold lead at one point in time. But they just could not cinch the deal. Rock's Kiss controlling the game very, very well. Managed to just farm up until they get into the late game. And Luna Invoker, as well as the Omni Knight. The Omni Knight support especially. just making it too rough for an Ember Spirit and a Bloodseeker to be able to deal with. So Roxkiss get into late game, managed to secure the game, and we are now 2-0 for Roxkiss in this 2-game series. So looking good right now for Roxkiss in the Dota 2 Champions League. They have had a pretty damn good run, drawing some ties here between the top tier teams, making sure they get both games up against some of the weaker tier 2 or tier 3 teams. So Roxkiss definitely looking very, very strong right now. That is going to be it for this series. However, guys, we have a lot more to get into. In just another half an hour, we've got a great game. This is the one that I'm most excited about for the night. Empire versus Power Rangers. That is going to be a lot of fun. I hope Power Rangers can put up a good fight because Empire have been looking really, really good of late. After that, though, we have even more games because we're then going to have Fnatic versus the Retry, which is currently called DT168, Dream Team 168. So we're going to have that match as well. So 2-game series coming up on the Dota 2 Champions League. We're going to have about a half an hour break, play some music, play some commercials, and we'll be back with Team Empire versus Power Rangers.